Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08 and welcome to the 16th episode of my Rails of Industry Minecraft series. In today's episode, I plan to build a little bit of autocrafting using my ME system, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to need are some ME interfaces, and so let's actually find out the recipe for those guys. So I have evidently built one of them so far. I don't know when I did that. But the recipe is pretty simple. It's iron ingots, glass, and then these annihilation cores and formation cores. I built these in the past, and I have a bunch of them made up. So that's the recipe right there, and I believe I want 32 of them. So let's go ahead and keep clicking until I have 32. I should have everything I need to make 32 of these, so that's good. The next thing that I will need are molecular assemblers, and the molecular assemblers are made like this. It's very similar. There is some quartz glass here. There's still iron ingots on the corners there, and then one annihilation core and one formation core, and a crafting table in the middle. I also have everything I should need for these guys, so let's go ahead and grab a bunch of them. And I want 40 of them, so that's good. So how I'm going to set these up, and let's run over here. I have this building built, and this is where I'm going to have my auto crafting, or at least some of my auto crafting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the first assembler there, and then I'm going to actually, nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to push this back, I think, and I'm doing that wrong. I want the interfaces there. So that should be good. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to place molecular assemblers around the ME interfaces like this. And what this will do is the one ME interface right there can interact with any of the 3 molecular assemblers around it. And then to complete the pattern, to complete the pattern, we're going to basically have squares where we have 5 molecular assemblers and 4 of the ME interfaces, and any one of the ME interfaces will be able to interact with the 3 of the molecular assemblers that are touching it. So that is it's really nice because it makes crafting a little bit faster. So there we go. Let's hit F7 to see, make sure we don't have any light issues in here. We actually do, so let's take care of that. Let's put a couple torches there, and that should be fine. In the future, I will add more molecular assemblers and ME interfaces over here, but for right now, it's not necessary. The next thing I need to do is I need to hook these up to my ME system. So what we're going to do is let's actually let's go into the basement here, because this building does have a basement, and we will need this basement. Let's punch out a hole right here, and you know what, let's just dig along right here, and that should be good for our purposes. And then let's punch a hole out to the main walkway, or the main street under here. And if you've been watching, you know that there is a street under here, and my ME controller is right here. So I need to connect my ME interfaces and my molecular assemblers up to that. So what I'm going to do for that is I need to grab some dense cable. So let's look up the dense cable here, and dense covered cable, and I need the Flux version because I guess I could make blue version, but I'm not gonna do that, not right now anyways. Actually, now I'm rethinking that because it's really cheap. It's just lapis. I probably will do the blue. Okay, so what we need to do is I actually need to get covered cable before I can make dense covered cable. There is no bare dense cable. It is all covered cable. So I will need to do that. I do have a bunch of wool. So the recipe is pretty simple. It's just Flux cable with wool. Let's make some Flux cable if I can, because I probably need some more of that. And apparently I need more of this quartz fiber here. I do have a bunch of glass, and I should have a bunch of crushed quartz. So I should be able to make a lot of this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's say 2 stacks. And then we can do that, and then we can use the Flux here. And then the what we just made. Let's see. Shoot, what's it called? There it is. I keep thinking it's called glass fiber. It's quartz fiber. Glass fiber is from NuclearCraft 2. That is the energy cable. So let's make a couple stacks of this. And then what we're going to do with all of this is we're actually going to combine it with wool, which I have a lot of. And actually, let's set this pattern because this is something we will use a lot. And then let's grab 2 stacks of this. In the future, I'll be able to autocraft this, which will be a lot nicer than having to manually click through hundreds of these things. Okay, so there we go. So the dense cable, just very simple. So let's also set that recipe. I shouldn't need... I'm going to make 32 of it. Hopefully that will be enough. If it's not, I can always get more. It's not really a big deal. I have everything I need to make more. And then let's make it blue. Okay, cool. So let's grab this and let's go down here. Let's also get some cable facades. That way I can make it look nice while I'm at it. And what we need to do is right here will be kind of the pass-through point. So let's go ahead and place that as the first block. And let's hit it with cable facades. And then we can actually connect it up to the controller like so. So there we go. And then we actually need to connect it up to the interfaces here, but that's not a problem. Let's go ahead and place these blocks first so that I can also go ahead and facade them. And then we can do that, and everything should be connected. I should have grabbed some stone, and in fact I'm going to do that here in a second. But after I facade up these guys right here, you will notice that there is a light coming from the edges of the molecular assemblers. That means they are attached to the ME network, so that is fantastic. So let me grab some stone, let me pretty that up real fast, and then I'm going to move on to the next thing. And I did not mean to do that. I didn't know you could even do that. Actually, that's kind of cool. So let's grab some stone, and actually what I can do with these patterns I just made, I can drop them in here. So the molecular assemblers are available. For right now it says 16. There should be 32 of them. I don't know why it's only showing up as 16. Let me double check something. Okay, I'm dumb. There are only 16. I normally do 32, but today I only did 16. Yep. I can't count apparently, so that's kind of a problem. But anyways, let's move on. So let me grab that stone. And the next thing I plan on doing is building a wireless access point so that I can access my ME system from anywhere near my main base here. And that'll be kind of valuable because that'll just help things along a little bit easier. And actually, that is not the next thing I'm going to do because we can't actually autocraft things yet. We need to do a little more. We need some crafting storage and some crafting processors. So let's grab crafting units, and they are made like this. Let's set that pattern because we are going to be using these quite a bit. So for right now, I don't want to grab too many of them. And actually, I might not have much flux cable. Yep, that's our problem here. So let's make a little bit more flux cable here. And let's grab these quartz fibers here. And yeah, let's just grab a bunch of this real fast. There we go. And then get back to the crafting units. For right now, I don't need to make a lot of these. Let's go ahead and make 10. And what we need to do is we need to make these crafting storage units. What they do is they allow you to actually craft things, because right now I have a few things in here, but if I try to craft anything, let me actually go to the craftable things. I don't have any crafting CPUs available. And so let's fix that by making these crafting units. Okay, so to make a crafting unit, all you need is the crafting unit, and then you need to combine that with one of the storage components to make a crafting storage. I'm not going to do the 1K. I feel like that's kind of a waste. Let's make a couple of the 4K. Let's make 4 of the 4Ks. So I'm not sure if I have any of these laying around. Let's exchange that for regular Certus because that's cheaper. And let's click that over so that I can actually see my items. But yeah, so let's grab, okay, so there's 3 of them to each 4K. So I want to do 4 4Ks, so I need 12 of these guys. So there we go. So let's do the 4K next. And that is in a recipe like this. I should have everything I need. And then for the crafting storage, where are you? Let's do that. And let's throw those in there. So we have the crafting storage here. So that's kind of the basis for the crafting. If I go ahead and connect these up to the applied energetics system, which I am going to do down in the basement there, and let me grab some of the flux cable back, the dense variety. And once I plop these down and they are hooked up to the system, I should be able to autocraft stuff. Okay, so let's... Okay, so the cable runs under here. So let's do 1, 1. And let's not actually use this last one. I'll just put this in storage for right now. I will definitely use this in the future, but for right now it's probably unnecessary. So the next thing we can do for the crafting, auto-crafting that is we can make these crafting coprocessors. Currently, when you have a crafting storage and it's alone, I should mention that these are multi-blocks. Should have mentioned that from the beginning, but I assume that a lot of people who watch me already know that the crafting processors are multi-block units. But if you use just the crafting storage as just a single block, it can only craft one thing at a time. However, if we add these crafting coprocessors, it can craft multiple things. So if you're doing a larger craft that, say you're making a Galgadorian hull, it requires a lot of steps in the process to get there. Let's just look it up real fast, because that is going to be something I will probably be making in the future. But anyways, there's a lot of steps along the way here. There's a lot of things to craft. And with these coprocessors, I will be able to craft multiple things at a time, and so the crafts will not take nearly as long. So let's look up the crafting coprocessors again, and it's pretty simple to build these. Let's go ahead and make 6 of these, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place 2 of them along each of my crafting processors right now. And so there we go. And as you can see, when it turns this gray or this darker gray color, it is formed up as a multi-block. However, these crafting coprocessors cannot be used alone, and they are this lighter gray around the edges here, and that means it is not crafted up. So there we go. Let's craft something. You know what? A minecart. I think that is a good first thing to craft. So let's... I think I already have that pattern made. I could do a steam locomotive. That'd be another good one. But let's do a minecart, because this series will be focused on rails. So let's craft a minecart. And let's grab the ones we already have. Let's craft 10 of them because they're cheap. And there we go. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do real fast is I'm going to take all these patterns and I'm going to put them in the ME interface, or in the ME interface terminal right here. And once I have that done, I will be right back. Okay, so I have all that stuff stored away. The next thing I want to do is I want to do the wireless access point. So let's take a look at what that will entail. So the first thing we're going to need are 2 of these wireless receivers. And we have 4 of the 5 items that we need here. We just need this flux pearl. Flux pearls are not too expensive. I think I have plenty of flux here. Yes, I do. So I can make 2 of these. So let's get back to the wireless access point. And actually, I do want to store that as a pattern. And let's get back to the wireless access point. And so the first thing we need is, let's grab 2 of these. Let's also set that pattern. And then let's make this. This is the easy part of this. And we will also automate that. So what I can do is I can place this up here. It should connect up to the ME network, and it does say device online. Right now there isn't very much range on this thing, but we can extend that later. For right now I need a wireless terminal, so let's get to that. So I don't know if I have an ME terminal with me. I probably don't. Let me take a look if I do. I was gonna say there's actually a chance I did, but apparently I don't. So let's make some of these illuminated panels, and I am going to automate everything I can along the way. And I should be able to craft these blank patterns here. I do have everything I need, so let's drop more of those in there. And then we can actually get back to this. Okay, so there's an ME terminal. And then I have these two things, but I need a dense energy cell. To make energy cells, it's a pattern like this. I do want to replace the Certus in that recipe with plain Certus, because I have a lot more of that than the pure Certus. And I will need... Oh, so now you won't stack. That's cool. I need a dense energy cell. So let's take a look at the dense energy cell here. And that is a recipe like that. Let's make that. And then I should be able to autocraft this real fast here in a second. There we go. And then I should be able to make the wireless access point. Or the wireless terminal, rather. So for whatever reason, sometimes that doesn't like to play nice. But you can click it in there manually and it should work. Let's pull that out. Now I have a wireless X, or a wireless terminal. Now to actually get that hooked up to the system, I am going to need a security terminal. So let's build that. We do need this 16K storage component. Let's make the ME chest first. I should have everything I need for the terminal there. There we go. And I do want that to be a flux crystal. There we go. There's the ME chest. And so I have everything except this 16K unit here. Let's go ahead and make 9 of these. Actually, I probably have that already typed in, so let's do 9 of them. And apparently I do not have the 4K storage cells automated, so let's do that real quick. Should be able to make 3 of those, and then the 16K. And there we go with that. So let's do the security terminal. I should have everything I need for it now. There we go. So I need to hook up this security terminal to my ME system, and it doesn't really matter where. I can't place it up here, I don't think, because I think I'm already using 8 channels off of the connection I have underneath. I'm connected on the, what is it, south side of this ME controller is where my terminal and my ME drive is connected to. I have a few other things connected under the floor here, so I think I'm using the 8 channels there, so I can't like put it right here or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place it under here for right now somewhere. It does not really matter where. I think I'm just going to do it right there. I will definitely move this in the future, but what I need to do is I need to take this terminal, I need to drop it in here, and it should say linked. It does. So now it's linked up to my system. The next thing I need to do is I actually don't need to charge this because of my flex capacitor here is charging it, so that is fantastic. So as we can see, it does take energy to run, but yeah, I can use it now. The thing is, it doesn't have very good range, so if I run over here real fast, I'm out of range already. So I want to extend the range a little bit, and it is possible. What we have to do is we have to drop in wireless, I'm not sure what they're called, but they get dropped in right here, wireless boosters, and they are made like this. I have everything except the ender powder. Let's see how we can make that. Okay, I really thought there was a different way we could make that. Oh, ender dust. So we can, yeah, there it is. So ender pearls and a pulverizer. So let's do that real fast. Let's take some ender pearls. And let's actually grab 2 stacks of them real fast. I do want to put away my axe. And let's just drop it in here. And yep, there we go. So for right now, I'm going to not have it export out the top here, because I just want to grab one of those so that I can go ahead and set the pattern. It does take a little while for stuff to get to my applied energistic system from my workshop, so that's why I did that. So the wireless booster is I think the last thing we're going to do in this episode. They're made like this. Let's drop that in there. Actually, no, that's not the recipe I want to use. To clear an encoded pattern, what we have to do is we have to shift and right click, and that is how you clear a pattern. Because I don't want that pure Certus there, I want a regular Certus. There's the pattern. So let's make, yeah, like I was saying, I don't have any more ender dust in the system quite yet. As we can see, the energy usage of this thing is not very high right now. As we place more of the wireless boosters in, the energy usage will ramp up. And once you get a lot of the boosters in, it will ramp up quite dramatically. But if I just do a few and get a decent range around my main base here, it will be fine and it won't use too much power. So I will have to find the sweet spot. So let's see if I have any of the ender dust yet. There we are. We're starting to get some. So let's just use all of it for right now. And let's see how much energy. I don't want to use that much energy. Let's do 10. I think 47.6 meters is going to be a good range, at least for right now. My base is not very sprawling. If we take a look at the journey maps here, I just have a few buildings here for right now. In the future, I might want to use a different wireless terminal to get more range, because I do have this infinity booster, which I can only use in a wireless crafting terminal. And I'm not going to make that just right now. But anyways, I think this is a pretty good wrapping up point. So in today's episode, I set up some auto-crafting for my applied energistic system. That's going to make crafting certain things a lot easier. I don't have to manually go through everything. So obviously that's really, really nice. In addition, I set up a wireless terminal here, so I have wireless access to my applied energistic stuff and my system, so that is also going to be very nice. So anyways, if you enjoyed today's episode, definitely give it a like. If you like watching automation in modern Minecraft, that's pretty much what I do, so definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.